It always becomes apparent to me that the advice I'm giving is advanced when I get these comments like, oh, how is weightlifting and combat sports gonna help me with girls? Subscribe to this channel, watch my videos, actually watch them the whole way through. It'll become very apparent how it helps you with girls, because it helps you not care about girls. When you don't give a fuck about social things, this is when you're the most attractive to other people. This is when you can be effortlessly social because you don't care. The stakes are zero. Talking to people should not be hard. It should not be a skill that you have to practice. If you're autistic, okay, fine, I get it. Maybe practice. What's up, bro? I'm gonna make this video called Why Social Skills Don't Matter When It Comes to Attracting Women. It'll probably be shorter than that. Why social skills are irrelevant with dating. Because I keep getting these comments of guys telling me, oh, you tell us to develop ourselves in solitude to get better with women. And it doesn't compute for them because their logic, it goes like, I need to practice talking to women to get better with women. How is being alone, reading and writing and working out, how is this helping me be better with women? And actually, I'm like the sensei, the karate sensei in Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. If you're too young to know this reference, my advice is not for you. I think the issue comes from all these guys who are commenting, telling me I'm wrong and you shouldn't develop yourself in solitude. You should practice social skills and this will help you. I think the disconnect is that I'm giving advice to more advanced men. I'm not giving advice to beginners. If you're a beginner, if you're a virgin, if you have never had any type of dating success with women, my advice is not for you. I give very advanced advice and it'll help guys who are more experienced. There's a video, it's my poorest performing video ever, and it's about semen retention on hard mode. So this is you're having sex but you don't finish. And guys are just like flabbergasted that this is a thing I would recommend to have sex with a woman and not ejaculate. I think the guys who are commenting about, oh, I need to practice speaking with women to get better with women, I think that they're like virgins and they just have zero social skills. They're probably autistic. And for you guys, if you're a virgin, if you've never even kissed a girl or had a girlfriend or something, I was married for 12 years. I'm giving advice from a higher place than some of you guys might be at. I had a very rich social life when I was a teenager in high school. Starting around 16, I became part of the skateboarding crew in high school. We were a bunch of skateboarders and degenerates, and we would just party all the time. We would be doing cocaine in class. We would be smoking salvia. This is like some obscure psychedelic herb. You smoke it like weed. We would be smoking salvia in school. We would be doing whippets. It's like nitrous oxide balloons. We would be doing whippets at lunch, passing the balloon around. After school, we would just like party, basically, even on the weekdays, but especially on the weekends. On the weekends, the partying was on a whole nother level because it's such a big group. We had like a core group of like 20 guys and a few girls. And then the larger social group I was in was like 50 people, and then each one of those people in our group was friends with other people who were part of their own social group. So on the weekends we would just go party hopping. We would throw our own parties in abandoned houses and bring like a keg. We would bring kegs onto the golf course. Our friends would just like light trees on fire, and there would be police helicopters. Many times I had to run from the police with my friends. We didn't always get away, but most of the time we did. All this to say that I had a very rich, active social life as a teenager, as an adolescent. And then I got married at 21. I had a like a close relationship with a beautiful young woman. I married an 18-year-old virgin model. So like my experiences in life are very different from these guys in India who are liking every post on a girl's Instagram, which I advise you guys not to do. Don't follow girls on Instagram. Don't watch their stories. God forbid. I hate this feature because I only watch my own stories on Instagram. I hate this feature where once my story is done, it automatically goes to someone else's story. And I'm like, fuck, I just viewed their story. And if it's a girl, then I'm like, double fuck. Don't give attention to women. Give bare minimum attention. They have to earn your attention. This is the whole thing. You need to treat your attention as if it has some value. So don't just freely give away attention to women. And it's not just the young Indian men. It's like all young men do this. They like stories, they message girls, they think this is what they're supposed to do. What you're actually supposed to do is develop yourself in solitude and sacrifice your social life so you can achieve something and you can become someone. Women aren't attracted to what you say, they're attracted to who you are as a man. So you have to develop yourself as a man, and you do this in solitude. You sacrifice having fun, you sacrifice comfort and pleasure, and you lean into hardship and challenge and develop yourself. You become a great man who is just attractive. Who you are is attractive. It's not like you're saying words that are attractive. You don't need to practice speaking to women. The less you say, the better. Because a woman's attraction for a man is all about, it's happening in her own mind. It's not really about you. It's about like the story she tells herself about you. So the more you talk, the more chances you have of fucking up the story she has of you in her head. All these guys who's like, oh, how do I get better with women if I don't practice talking to women? They completely misunderstand female nature and what women are actually attracted to. By the way, if you haven't read my ebook, The Brutal Truth of Female Nature, buy that now, link in description and pinned comment. And if you don't know me, my name is Edvin G. I teach men the brutal truth of female nature. Actually, I was on the roof last night hanging out with these students because we were trying to watch the blood moon total lunar eclipse, which was a huge disappointment because the clouds were covering it. I didn't see it at all, but I got to meet some new people. And the view from the roof, you can see all of Budapest. It looks really nice. But anyway, I was talking to these young people and they were asking me what I do. And I told them, I teach men the brutal truth of female nature. And they were like, okay, tell us what is the brutal truth of female nature in one sentence. And I was like, okay, in one sentence, because there's many brutal truths. If you read the ebook, you'll find many in there. But I think the main one is women don't love you, or women can't love you. Women can't love you the way you love them. I used to say they don't love you for who you are, really. But that's actually not true, because they do love you for who you are, because who you are is what gives them the emotions. Who you are is what provides the lifestyle. If you were not who you are, you would not be capable of providing the things you provide to her and to the relationship. So I guess the brutal truth isn't that women can't love you. They just can't love you the way that you love them. You love them idealistically, romantically, and they love you more pragmatically. This is like the main brutal truth. Women are very pragmatic when it comes to love. When it comes to loving men, women really only truly love their children. They don't love men the way you think. So that's the brutal truth. Get my ebook. But this whole idea of, oh, I have to practice with women to get better with women, it sounds logical, but it's just stems from a misunderstanding of female nature. Women are attracted to the man that you are, the man you've built. This is the brutal truth, is that you have to build yourself into an attractive man. Whereas we are just like, oh, she's a beautiful young woman. She doesn't have to build anything. She just has the value already. And that's the big difference between men and women. We have to build our value. They have to preserve their value by not engaging in sexual promiscuity. That's the main thing that they have to worry about. So we have different challenges. But basically, if you think you have to practice speaking with women, maybe you're talking about developing your charisma, which I agree it's kind of important, but I think like social skills and charisma and all this stuff, it just comes naturally when you develop yourself as a man overall. And what does that actually look like? It looks like focusing on the fundamentals. The fundamentals is your physique, your confidence. It's basically all power. So your strength, your physical strength, this is power. Your confidence, this is probably the most important. And this comes from combat sports mainly, I found. My level of confidence, especially when interacting with people, like when you're talking to people, strangers, new people you've never met, it does require a level of confidence in yourself and who you are. By the way, this goes to knowing yourself, and the way you know yourself, you know who you are, and you respect yourself and you have pride in yourself. This all ties into confidence as well. This comes from solitude. Journaling. You journal your thoughts and you read your old journals. You have a rich inner world. You have to cultivate a rich inner world. It doesn't just magically appear from hanging out with people and from socializing. In fact, socializing is taking away from the time you spend cultivating your rich inner world. So the less you socialize, the more time you have to develop yourself internally. The most attractive thing is a man who doesn't care, okay? So how do you not care about women, about social things, about other people? And I'm actually recommending you to not care about other people and to only care about yourself. And this will make you extremely attractive to everyone, not just women. If you focus on yourself, but you're just like smoking crack every day and you're not working out or reading or writing, if you're not developing yourself and then you don't care about other people because you're just high all the time, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about not caring about other people because you're so focused on personal development. And when you're so focused on yourself and you exclude others from your mind, and you do this for years and you develop yourself, you become an attractive person. It's not magic. You spent years dedicating yourself to improving your fitness, to improving your intellect from reading, from improving your confidence by writing, journaling your thoughts, and discovering who you really are and what you want and why you want it. From combat sports, like I said, I'm coming back around to that point about combat sports. I didn't realize that there were so many levels to confidence until I started doing kickboxing. So now that I know I have the skills and I have the grit and toughness to defend myself, this gives me supreme, like base level confidence. My baseline level of confidence is much higher now after training combat sports. So I highly, highly recommend combat sports to all men. There's many to choose from. I do kickboxing, but I'm getting into other things as well. This is huge, guys, because it's just like the exercise is so intense. It's great for your health. The injuries are not great for your health, but the injuries are great for mental toughness and grit, which all adds layers to your confidence. Someone asked me in the comments like, oh, if you do combat sports and lift weights in the gym, how does that help you speak to women? Well, think about it. You're lifting weights for years and years, so you look good. You feel strong. This gives you some confidence. You get punched and kicked by other men, and you can defend yourself, and you can be in that the arena. You can battle. You're battle tested. You're like a warrior, basically. And women are supposed to be a delectable little treat, and they are for the warrior. If you're not a warrior, if you're not having intensity in your training, when you have intense training like full body workouts, sprints, kickboxing, and you do all that fasted to increase the suffering and the stress load, and you get really good at doing things under stress, talking to a woman is like nothing. It's like talking to a little kid. Like The stakes are so low, they couldn't be lower. Even if she's beautiful, the more beautiful she is, it does raise the stakes a little bit, even if you're like doing combat sports and all this stuff. But it's still nothing compared to if you aren't going to the gym, if you aren't doing combat sports, if you're not doing any of the things I recommend, if you're not doing cold showers, you're doing warm little pussy showers. I think I've mentioned this. I only do cold showers. I haven't touched the knob for the warm water in my shower in months. This is just that little bit of uncomfortable feeling, which is actually healthy as well. And this is why I'd say I give advanced advice, is because I'm looking for ways to experience hardship and challenge and put myself to the test. I'm constantly testing myself physically, mentally. When I'm like really tired at the end of the day and I just want to sleep, but I'm like, nope, piano, reading, meditation. And I do all three of those before bed, no matter what, no matter how I feel. And it's just self-inflicting hardship on yourself. This is how you become an attractive man. You're getting better and better and better. And women are actually attracted to health and vitality over all this bullshit little tactics. Charisma and social skills can only take you so far. I would say it's much more useful for business relationships than it is for women. And if you're doing business and you're talking to other men, it's very important they respect you. And they'll respect you if you lift weights and you do combat sports and you've been doing that for a long time and you self-inflict hardship and you're disciplined. That's how they'll respect you. They're not going to respect you for being fun to talk to, for having good social skills. The older you get, the more social skills become completely irrelevant. And the more successful you get, it becomes irrelevant. Think about like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk today. Think about him. Do they have good social skills? No, because they don't care. They don't care to have good social skills. They have way higher, more important things to worry about than talking to people. So all these guys commenting, oh, I got to practice talking to women to get better with women. No. You need to practice becoming a better man and improving yourself in solitude. If you already have like a baseline, like I said, in high school, I had a rich social life and then I got married. So I've never had like any kind of a lack of social interactions. And even now, I've been living on my own for the last 4 years. I go outside every day. I have dogs I walk, and I always run into some random person walking their dogs. If you live in a big city like I do, there's many random social interactions throughout the day. And this is enough to feed your social bar. And then you can spend most of your time in solitude, reading, writing, meditating, exercising. This is what I do with my life, and this is what I recommend to all you guys if you're more experienced, more advanced like I am. I'm not a fucking teenage boy in India who needs like basic beginner advice for how to talk to girls, because I don't care about how to talk to girls. This is what I'm trying to teach you guys. Stop caring. Stop caring about being good with women, and you will naturally become good with women because you don't care. You care about higher, more important things. I'm fasted, and now I gotta go do a full body workout. I've done my life's work, giving you guys this message. Oh, I have 491 subscribers. I want you guys to subscribe to this channel. Let's make it 500. I'll probably edit this part and put it in the beginning of the video somewhere. But yeah, I'm trying to get 500 subscribers. Not like it really matters. I love just imparting wisdom and giving you guys advanced level advice. It always becomes apparent to me that the advice I'm giving is advanced when I get these comments like, oh, how is weightlifting and combat sports gonna help me with girls? Subscribe to this channel, watch my videos, actually watch them the whole way through, and it'll become very apparent how it helps you with girls, because it helps you not care about girls. It helps you not give a fuck. When you don't give a fuck about social things, this is when you're the most attractive to other people. This is when you can be effortlessly social because you don't care. The stakes are zero because all the other things you do in your life are way, way more challenging than talking to people. Talking to people should not be hard. It should not be a skill that you have to practice. If you're autistic, okay, fine, I get it. Maybe practice. But just make yourself a better man, and then the social stuff takes care of itself. Like this video, comment if you agree or if you disagree. If you disagree, you're wrong, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. I want 500 subscribers from this video, please. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.